For months, I've been theorizing that Lady Gaga was playing Ophelia Frump. I analyzed the silhouette at the end of season 2. I connected Rosalind Rotwood to the Frump family. I made entire videos explaining why it all fit. And then this week, Netflix made it official. Eva Green is Ophelia Frump. The moment that announcement dropped, everything changed. The fandom erupted. Tim Burton fans immediately recognized the genius of this choice. And suddenly, all the pieces I thought I had figured out, they rearranged themselves into something even better. I'm Raphael CG, this is Wednesday Universe, and today we're breaking down why Eva Green as Ophelia Frump is the choice none of us saw coming, but the one that makes perfect sense. So let's talk about what I got wrong, and what that actually reveals. In my previous videos, I laid out a detailed theory. Lady Gaga was cast as Rosalind Rotwood, a legendary Nevermore professor. But Jenna Ortega said in an interview, "She's not a teacher. Whatever you heard, it's wrong."
She's not a teacher.
So that's your little clue. Yes, she's not. Whatever you heard, it's wrong.
So I theorized that Rosalind was a cover, that Lady Gaga was actually playing Ophelia Frump using psychic projection to appear as a ghost while imprisoned in Hester's basement. The evidence seemed solid. The silhouette at the end of season 2 matched Lady Gaga's frame. The platinum blonde aesthetic fit the classic Ophelia from the 1960s sitcom. The ASMR video with Catherine Zeta-Jones positioned them like sisters. And honestly, that theory still holds water, just not the way I thought. Because here's what the Eva Green announcement actually confirms. Lady Gaga is playing Rosalind Rotwood, period. Not Ophelia pretending to be Rosalind. Just Rosalind as a ghost. Ophelia Frump is someone else entirely. And Netflix just cast the one actress who can make her unforgettable. Before we talk about Eva Green, let's talk about who Ophelia actually is, because she's been hiding in plain sight for decades. Ophelia Frump is Morticia's sister. She's part of the Frump bloodline. The family Morticia came from before she married Gomez Addams, and depending on which version of the Addams family you grew up with, Ophelia has been portrayed very differently. In the 1960s sitcom, she was eccentric, unpredictable, a little unhinged, honestly. The kind of character who showed up, caused chaos, and left everyone wondering what just happened. She was blonde, emotional, the visual opposite of Morticia. But Wednesday season 2 changed that a little bit. The show didn't just mention Ophelia. It made her essential. She was locked away, connected to Nevermore's history, and tied to powers we still don't fully understand. We saw her from behind at the end of season 2, leaving a message on the wall that could be a threat or a warning. And now, with Eva Green officially cast, we know Netflix isn't treating Ophelia like a side character anymore. She's a pillar of season 3. Here's why the Eva Green announcement matters more than any other season 3 news we've gotten so far. When I theorized Lady Gaga was Ophelia, I was thinking of the classic version. The blonde, chaotic, emotionally volatile sister. That's the Ophelia from the sitcom. That's the version most fans know. But Eva Green as Ophelia, that's something else entirely. Netflix isn't adapting the 1960s version. They're reimagining Ophelia as something darker, more dangerous, and far more complex. Eva Green doesn't do lighthearted chaos. She does cold intensity. She does elegant menace. She does characters who make you question everything you thought you understood. And that tells us exactly what kind of role Ophelia is going to play in season 3. Let's be honest, the moment Netflix announced Eva Green, half the internet said the same thing. Of course. Because if you know Eva Green's work, you know she's been playing variations of this character her entire career. Eva Green has this rare ability to command a scene without saying a word. She's elegant, but there's always something unsettling beneath the surface. She doesn't need to raise her voice to feel dangerous. One look is enough. That's not the Ophelia from the sitcom. That's Ophelia as Wednesday needs her to be. A woman who's spent decades imprisoned, experimented on, and isolated from her family. Someone who's learned to survive. Eva Green already knows Tim Burton's world because she's been in it before. She worked with him in Dark Shadows and Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, and both roles prove the same thing. She fits perfectly into his gothic style without needing any adjustment. She understands his atmosphere, his tone, and the kind of intensity he builds around characters. She's someone who already speaks his visual language naturally. Well, Ophelia isn't going to be one-dimensional. She could be an ally, a mentor, maybe even an antagonist. And Eva Green can do all of that. In Sin City, she was tragic and calculating. In Penny Dreadful, she was haunted, powerful, and morally complex. She doesn't play villains. She doesn't play heroes. She plays people. Complicated, layered, impossible to predict. That's exactly what Ophelia Frump needs to be. And hey, if you're liking the breakdown so far, subscribe. I cover Wednesday every week. So now that we know Eva Green is playing Ophelia, the real question is, what role will she actually play? Season 2 already gave us the basics. Ophelia was imprisoned, locked away, cut off from her family for reasons no one is fully explaining yet. We only saw her from behind leaving that message on the wall, which could be a warning or a threat. But here's the part people forget. Ophelia does have paranormal gifts. Her own diary in season 2 confirmed it. She wrote about visions. She described sensing things happening far beyond her physical surroundings. She hinted at abilities Morticia never talked about. And that connects directly to something season 2 spent a lot of time setting up. The Frump bloodline has powers. Morticia's side of the family isn't just dramatic, they're gifted. Morticia herself has abilities we've only seen briefly. If Ophelia shares that bloodline, her powers could rival, or even surpass, Morticia's, and that's where one of my season 2 theories becomes even more important now. In my previous videos, I theorized that Ophelia has been using psychic projection to surveil Nevermore through ravens. Specifically, one raven with a clouded eye that appears throughout season 2, watching Wednesday, appearing at critical moments, always observing. Just because Ophelia isn't Lady Gaga doesn't mean that theory was wrong. In fact, it makes even more sense now. If Eva Green's Ophelia has been imprisoned for decades, how else would she know what's happening at Nevermore? How would she communicate? How would she leave that message on the wall if she's locked away? Psychic projection, ravens as her eyes, the ability to see, to warn, to influence events even while physically trapped. That's not just possible. It's essential to understanding who Ophelia is and what she's been doing all this time. When Netflix confirmed Eva Green as Ophelia Frump this week, it wasn't just another casting update, it was a statement. Tim Burton fans immediately understood the move. Eva Green has worked with him before. She already knows his visual language, his tone, and the kind of atmosphere he builds. Bringing her into Wednesday feels less like a new addition and more like a return to a world she already belongs to. She brings intensity, edge, and a level of emotional weight that carries every scene she walks into, and season 3 is aiming higher than anything the show has done before. So tell me, do you think Eva Green is the perfect Ophelia Frump? And do you think my Lady Gaga theory was completely off, or did it just reveal a different piece of the puzzle? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you want weekly breakdowns of everything Wednesday Season 3, hit subscribe right now. See you in the next video.